So, you mean to tell me there's a map of the sundown towns?
Okay, so I wanted to do a video on sundown towns. This website is going to give you every single sundown town that has been in this historical database.
So with all the talk about sundown towns and Colvin, Alabama, I thought I'd point out a really useful tool. If you didn't know, Tolu College has a sundown town map.
Timid, look, I got people trying to wish and pray that I'ma fall about it till we spoke in person, don't wanna talk about it now.
These sisters were just trying to celebrate a birthday, leaving Atlanta with good vibes and high hopes, but what started out as a road trip turned into a high-speed chase through a sundown town, and what happened next left them shook, shocked, and ready to warn everyone. This is your sign. Never drive through a sundown town at night. Keep a map on deck, because if your GPS goes out, you're on your own. Grab your popcorn, hit that like button, comment your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe. Also in this video is a detailed map of the sundown towns.
Okay, hello everyone. This is my sister Pam and I, and we on here to talk about something that happened to us coming home from Atlanta, Georgia this past weekend. Okay, so I want to start because we're a little nervous talking about this, and what I mean by that, because we still kind of shook up for the fact that it happened to us and we wasn't expecting this. Okay, well, I'm gonna go all the way back to when we was in Atlanta this weekend. My niece's birthday was Saturday. And we went to celebrate her birthday in Atlanta, Georgia. We had a marvelous time. As a matter of fact, we had a great time.
Yes, Atlanta was good to us.
It was good. We went to the aquarium. We went to, what was that, cake and what else?
Cake and sip.
Cake and sip. And then we went, I don't know.
Sugar factory of Atlanta.
Yeah, the sugar factory. Okay, but anyway, we're just trying to tell the happy part first, because the other part is going to get, it's going to get wild. So anyway, we enjoyed ourselves. We had a good time. And so Sunday come. We had breakfast. We had a marvelous time. And so we loading up to get ready to go back home. And the time that we left was it like 4 something?
It was later than that.
Okay, so we left like 5 or 6
around 5:36, which we should have gotten on the road early. It's always good to ride daytime, especially ladies.
Yeah, kind of put your face.
I would say it's best to ride daytime. I'm camera shy when it comes to talking like this,
especially ladies. So that's the reason why we trying to put you where at a narrative where we trying to show you that it is very important to if women's. I mean, although we had other people with us, we had our sons with us, and my little niece, of course, it was her birthday. But if you're gonna leave at an earlier time, please do, because what we're getting to is these sundown towns. And now, I guess I'm finna go into that part now. Okay, so we leave around, I guess, like 5-ish or whatever, maybe 6. And then so the GPS was telling us we would probably make it home like 11 something or whatever, maybe 12 midnight. So anyway, we make it, we stop at Buc-ee's, grab a few things that kind of throwed us back a little bit. So of course then our arrival time was at 1-ish or whatever. So my mom called us around the time, I think it was like close to 10 o'clock. No.
Not quite.
It was like 8-ish. It was 8. But anyway, my mom called. She called my phone because she knew Pam was driving.
Using the GPS.
Using her GPS. So she called my phone. And so we got off into the conversation because she was trying to find out what time we was going to make it home. And so we told her what time we would probably make it home, give or take. We told her that we had stopped and da-da-da-da. So, anyway, at the time that she was calling us, we was in a conversation with her. We accidentally passed Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and I think I said the word right.
Yeah.
But
our turn.
we missed our turn. So Pam was like, "Oh boy, we missed the turn," and I was like, "Okay, yeah, we did, and more than likely we getting ready to get on some
back roads.
The back roads."
So Yeah,
and so
where the GPS.
So she was like, the GPS is guiding me this way, so I see what's what. Well, anyway, it took us to a town called, and we wasn't paying any attention. And don't get me wrong, I'm very aware of sundown towns thanks to TikTok. You know, if it had not been for TikTok, and you know how we can relate to each other and you know warn each other about certain things, I probably would have never known about these towns. But anyway, thank God for TikTok for that purpose. So anyway, we ended up taking this town called, the GPS was taking us through the back road of this town called, what was that?
Sundown.
No, we not forgetting the town, Pam. It's called
it's with a V, ain't it?
No, it's that same town. It's like one of them in Georgia. What's the name of it?
In Texas.
Okay, that Texas, Jasper.
Jasper.
But this one, we was not in Jasper, Texas. Okay, let's get that clear. It's Jasper, Alabama. I never heard of Jasper, Alabama. I knew about Jasper, Texas. So I'm over there writing because, you know, I was just doing my thing to kind of keep my mind, you know, going as we drive. And so she's driving and we talking, and my niece back here playing our music. My nephew was in the back asleep. He was laid back on the third row seat. And my son, he was just young man in his business, looking at his, you know, videos and stuff, whatever. But anyway, we get through this town, and so it's taking us on these back roads. Okay, so we notice this big white truck behind us. We didn't think anything of it at first, but the truck was so big, and I mean, and that's fine, but this truck kept driving behind us as if we were going too slow. So I'm thinking to myself, and I didn't know she was thinking to herself until we talked later, and you know, at the about that incident that happened. So I'm noticing that he's driving aggressively behind us, real close. But
he had all the opportunity to go around.
To go around us. Cut the air up because I'm getting a little high zone 78. He had all the opportunity in the world to go around us several times, not one time. Like, he could have went around us. He had the opportunity to go around us probably more than 7 times, 10 times. But he did not. He stayed behind us, driving extremely close to us, aggressively. So she was realizing that at the same time I was realizing it.
Of course.
But we didn't say anything about it. Then the GPS told us to take a left turn. I mean, we drove on that road for about 10 minutes, give or take. And so when we came off that road, we was thinking, okay, well, this man just not going to pass us. He just on our butt like this. And remind you, we was the only 2 on the road. Here and there, some other cars had passed through, but we was the only 2 on the road. So when the GPS told us to make the left turn, it's this other car. Well, I noticed this other car from around the corner or somewhere just drove real quick around behind this big white truck. But when the truck got ready to when we got ready to take the left exit, this truck, my sister taking the left exit, that's my gum on my finger, but anyway, she was taking that left exit. He did not have his signal light on at all. It's like he was trying to see which way we were going. So when she made the left turn, when she went over the road and went to where the GPS was taking us, he was right on us. He did not stop. He did not turn a signal light on. He was just with us. He was keeping up with us. So this other car that was on the side over there, he just looped. I mean, I assume it was a he, and I'm rather sure it was. So I'm gonna say he came and looped behind him. And so then that's when my sister started saying something ain't right. I said, yeah, I've been noticing it. And then so she was like, call 911. She was like, call 911. And then my niece started saying, oh, come on, y'all, calm down. You kind of exaggerate. But she was thinking that we was, getting too hyped over the situation, but we kind of knew what time it was. We was on thank God for discernment.
Man.
So anyway, we was driving on down the road. We noticed that road was getting darker and darker, and it was a two-way road too, like, you know, 2-lane road too. But those back roads are very dangerous. So anyway, she was like, okay, I'm gonna turn off. And at the time that she was telling me to call 911, I don't know, I just couldn't figure out how to. I mean, it's just like God had took my, you know, it's just like I had became dumb, because I did not know, pretty much, like, I'm gonna say, it's just like I didn't even know how to call 911, which was a good thing, because I'm getting to it, so don't judge me. So okay, this is what my sister was like, call 911. And I was like, okay, so you want me to call 911? I don't know why I said that. And then I looked at my phone, because I had my phone in my hand. I'm looking at it, and then I say, then I turn around, I say, I said something to her, and then she was like, I said, no, I said, you want me to call 911? She said, I don't know. And then I said, well, I don't know what to do. And I took the phone, put it down, which I really could have called 911 and said, hey, we in this town, da da da. And then finally I said, what town we in? Because, you know, I really wasn't paying attention to the town. And I was like, what town are we in? And she was like, Jasper, Alabama. I said, let me check the history of this town. So I'm on my phone Googling, trying to see what the history was. And I asked Google, was Jasper, Alabama, Sundown town? And it said yes. And I was like, I said, Pam, get us out of the town.
That was surprising.
I said, this is Sundown town, get us out of town. Because when sundown mean you cannot be in the town when the sun go down. So I knew that. And so, but my niece was like, oh, y'all exaggerating, just calm down. I'm going to call my dad. She was back there, so important.
Get off
Okay, I'm gonna leave her alone.
Get out my
but anyway, she was like, y'all just, but she didn't know the extent to it. So that's the reason why we're making this video, because a lot of these younger people don't understand the extent to a sundown town. And that's the reason why we, you know, they probably not paying attention to like we probably would. But that's not it. I did some research, and yes, I did find out a few people, and y'all can go check this out too, have mysteriously came up dead in this town, in Jasper, Alabama. And the case that gets me the most is, we found that out when we got out of there, because I kept looking. It was this Chastity lady, and the last stop that she was at was in some truck stop or something that was in Jasper, Alabama. And she came up missing. I think she's missing to this day. I may have to go back and read that. And so I asked, then they, in the news, I don't even believe the newspaper article the way it's reading, but I get back to that because I'm finna hop back to the conversation that I was on in the beginning. Okay, so I could never figure out how to call the police. So like I said, I was like, when I started searching the history of it, then I was like, Pam, and so by that time, she decided she was going to try to trick this man by turning real quick while turning on her signal light. But she realized that if she had done that, he would have hit her straight from the back. So I was like, I say, you must be trying to turn. She was like, yeah, I was trying to turn. And then she was like, but he would have hit us from the back. He still, no matter what, no cars coming on the other side, he still went past us. It's like he was trying to usher us, push us on down further down the road. And I noticed that she was picking up her speed too fast, like 65, 70. That was too fast to me on that road, because you never know if another car coming on the other side passing, or you know, you just never know going around those curves. So it's best to drive safely around those type of curves and on those type of roads.
When you in for your life,
yeah, I mean, I understand that part, and that's what I was saying.
I had to follow my intentions.
Exactly. That's so right. But what I was telling you was to just slow down, you know. So anyway, you know, we
had to get down.
Yeah. So anyway, so she did start slowing down, so he still would never pass us, but all at the same time he was acting like he was angry with us. Then this other car that was behind him, he was weirdly dressed driving behind him. So guess what? I never did call the police. So what she did was she hit the brake. No, she didn't hit the brake. She turned the signal light on right, slung in there. When soon as she turned the signal light on the right, she slung in. And we probably slung in on almost 30 or something like that. I think that was the quickest slang I had. So anyway, when she turned in there real quick, he slowed down, and I mean, when he hit that gas, he hit that gas like vroom. We kind of like heard the
tires.
Yeah, his tires.
And then this is mysteriously thing. As he kept driving, we couldn't see him no more.
The road was so
just
dark.
that dark till a white truck faded out.
The road was so dark. And then
I'm glad we didn't go down that road.
Yeah, then the next crazy thing was the other car that was behind him, I guess the plan didn't go like they thought it would. So he ended up, instead of him turning his left signal light on, he just slung off the road, which was weird. He did like this, zoom, like this right here, cause see, the way we was turned, I saw him just slang off. And I was like, these men's mean business. When you in a sundown town, these people ain't playing with you. They come together. They mean business. They were coming in packs. So guess what? That wasn't it. Remember, I told y'all I just couldn't think how to call the police or 911. It's just like my brain went blank and I didn't even remember how to call the police, and I know how to do that. So anyway, when we finally got back, we was bagging out, and when I say Pam bagged out, she was already on 30 when she bagged out. Like, we was moving. So here come the police. The police coming in. Pam said they go to police. And I said, coming from? And we was like, we didn't even call him. So where did he come from? He was coming down behind them on the same road, cause we was going to be further down on that road. So the police, he slung in there. He slowed down. And the reason why we have came to the conclusion, we may be wrong, but the guy that was behind us in the white truck, we really believe that he had already called out tag in, and the police verified some stuff or whatever. This is just our theory now. Now, the guy more than likely only saw me and Pam, me and my sister sitting here, up here, because my nephew was down on the third row seat and no one could see him. My niece was kind of leaned back right here. My son, you really couldn't see him, but he probably thought he just had two of us. But my biggest fear was, when after I thought about everything, was it was 5 of us in that vehicle. And the thing was, they was gonna get rid of all 5 of us. They was not finna play with us. And this is not to, they was not gonna play for, I don't even understand how sundown towns can be even legal in the United States in 2025.
2025.
And come to find out, Chastity, and I'll keep bringing this lady name up, she got killed. Well, they can't find her, I'm assuming, since January 2025.
2025.
Yeah, 2025, this year. So I don't know what that,
it's more than just Chastity missing.
When the police came around, everyone, I say her family need to get back on that case if they believe that. They need to get back on it, because the police will came to the conclusion that he was involved. They worked because together. When he came round, he was looking for something, and we was the only one on that road. And when he came in off the road, slanging in there, he didn't have a signal light on either. And when he slung in, he noticed our vehicle, and I guess he already he was trying to figure out who was it. But see, my sister drive this Toyota, it's real luxury, and so it is. No, it's not. So he slung in there, and he slowed down like this right here. So he looked at our vehicle, and then he just slung in this way like he was getting ready to go up and turn around, and that's how Pam hit that gas. And so all 3 of them had scattered in 3 different directions. Praise God. She had started saying Psalms 91. Our niece was getting tired of us. My nephew was sleeping. My son, he just was very attentive, because I knew that if we had a situation where they had got us out of this vehicle, we was gonna be fighting to the last.
Sure enough.
But anyway.
But God, He shielded us.
He shielded us.
He shielded
us. And so, she was saying Psalms 91, and then at that time, God had laid on my heart when this verse, you will live and not die. And I said, we will live and not die. I said, I didn't come all the way to Atlanta and then go to Texas to die. I say, this is not going to happen here. So anyway, and it kind of like get me emotional when I think about it, because you don't want to believe
you can't forget
in these times and at this era in my life and times that this is really happening. And then I thought about those 2 little young boys that got murdered, those 2 twins, and they were getting ready to go celebrate their birthday. I thought they didn't pay attention. So that's what my main concern. My niece was like, oh, just calm down. And see, this younger generation is not paying attention to things like this. They don't understand that people hate you because of the color of your skin. People can talk about Pookie and Ray Ray all day long, but we don't agree with that. But Pookie and Ray Ray is not out here unaliving people, because I know we're finna put this on TikTok, murdering people because of their skin color. They don't have that history. And I know that this is taught to people, but people should think about that. You shouldn't. We was trying to enjoy our lives. People are trying to live their life. They not trying to go somewhere and be unalive or, because of their skin color. That is the worst thing that anybody can do, and that is the worst death somebody can die. I have no control over my skin color. Talk to God about that, because God is the one that created us all. So if you have a problem with someone's skin color and you praying to God and you going to church, I want to know. I'm picturing this man in my mind. I'm just thinking he's a little fat slob or something like that was driving behind us, but that's just my imagination. But I'm thinking, like, how many people? We don't know. No, those were men. They come in packs like that. I feel in my spirit those were men. Those were not women.
I'm just saying.
The women's, they got to be in agreement with that mess, because everybody in that town, the reason why a sundown town is called a sundown town is because they work together. Because if they did not work together, that town would not exist like that.
Exactly.
But that's not the end of it. We finally, thank God, we got out of there. Thank God we got out of there. And we made it. We was willing. This is what I said, because I had to be at work the next day. Pam, then, we both have our own business. Then I still work part-time. So anyway, I had to be at work the next day, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna let them know. I'm gonna call and let them know, hey, we had to get a room overnight, and I just, be there Tuesday. So we was willing to drive all the way back to Atlanta.
Sure enough.
And get a room, or Alabama further from that place, and get a room and start over the next day. We was willing, because our lives, it's not a price to our life. And see, I'm gonna hop back to this right here. What scared me the most was, if I had I'm so glad that God dumbed me down, and that's what I'm gonna say it like that. He dumbed me down temporarily. It's because if we had a call, that police calls, if I had to say, let me find out the number to this town once I found out that it was Jasper, Alabama. And if I had to say, let me call this number, you can Google it. Of course, we have access to getting the number. So if I had to call the number, that particular police would have came. And see, at that time,
like they have one.
At that time, if I had a call and he came, then we wouldn't have probably nobody would, they wouldn't have known what happened to us, because he probably would have been the one that came out. And if he was in on it, and he was in on it, I mean, like, everybody's actions was just so suspicious, and all of them was trying to come down on the same road. We're not making this up. So anyway,
just following you.
If he had a came in the world, if he had came, then he probably would have just went ahead on, pulled out his gun. And I was telling my sister, I said they probably thought that it was just the one in the back. He didn't want called everybody, and he probably thought it was just the two of us, but there was my 18-year-old niece, and then of course my son and my sister's son. I said that was too many people. That was too many people to probably hang or something like that, or whatever they were gonna do. And I said they probably would have never found us, or we probably would have been in some creek or something like that, because they were gonna make it seem like an accident or something like that. But that's exactly what they probably was gonna do. Something like that. I don't think they probably would have tried to. They wouldn't have been able to explain 5 hangings. You get what I'm saying? And when I think about that makes me so nervous. That makes me so nervous to think that I done made it to the age I am. Both of us are grandmothers. We done made it to the age that we are. Mothers, grandmothers. But we done made it to the age that we are. And I have seen a lot of this stuff on TikTok. And just so happened just yesterday, because not yesterday, maybe Monday or whenever it was, I saw the other guy. I can't call his name. I'll probably put his name in here. And I said to my sister, now he was talking about this trucker guy. This guy that drives trucks. He said when he first started out driving trucks or something like that, and this white lady was coming out telling him, his truck was acting up, and he was in the sundown town. And they hurried up and got him out of that sundown town. It literally means what it means. But to me, that is so ignorant. It is so ignorant. Because why would you, someone just passing through, someone just getting gas, why bother that person? They not trying to move into your town. It's not like they going to the what is them people, whoever they are, that get a contract to get a house or something like that in your neighborhood. I mean, even if they were, but to that point, we just trying to get through, get some gas, or get home, take a route home. We're not trying to live in your town. So you using that because you want to kill people. You just want to kill black people.
Exactly.
Or Mexicans or whatever. But I know black people. I know we number one on the list. And the crazy thing is, everybody came from Africa anyway. You get what I'm saying? Y'all came from us anyway, whether you like it or not. So I hope you're watching this, because if you had trust me, we got some important people in our family, and I mean, like, they have high positions, and I'm sure they would have got down to the bottom of what happened to us. But we just want to warn y'all. So this is what we want to get on here and say. Oh, let me talk about the Pilot. When we went to the Pilot, Pilot gas station, we got out of there somehow, and I think we drove about 30-some minutes or something like that.
We drove longer.
Maybe longer, close to 45 minutes, close to an hour. And we ended up at this gas station, because by that time, when they say scare the piss out of you, that started happening to me. I was like, we got to get to the bathroom. For real, it was like they literally did. And so we made it to Pilot, and I was like, let me get in here, let me use the bathroom right quick, and then I say, I'll get a map. I say, because before GPS ever happened, I used to buy maps and, follow the map on the highway. I was pretty good at it. And so I went in there, I used the bathroom, and then I kind of waited till some of the customers was at the register, because I kept letting people in front of me. I'm like, go ahead on, because we got other questions to ask. So anyway, by the time it kind of cleared out, Pam had came in and she used the bathroom, and then we started talking to him. We started talking to the guy that was there, a black lady and a man that was at the register, and that worked there. And so we asked him, we was like, I said, could you give us I said, do y'all have like a map or something that I can buy or something like that? I said, because we trying to get back on the right road. And then he started asking questions, and we started telling him that we ended up in Jasper, Alabama. He said don't go to that town. And I was like, well, we wasn't trying to go to that town. I say the GPS, we missed a turn, and GPS we accidentally end up on the road because we found the GPS that way, or however you want to see it. And then he was like, no, he said that is a sundown town. We was like, is that a sun? We said we found that it was sundown town. He said it is a sundown town. And then the girl was like, she was like, oh, she said I never go through that town. She said I never go that way. She said because there, white people there, she said they are really racist and evil in that town. That was her exact words. That wasn't my words. And then he said, what I'll do is get y'all back on the right road. So he took about 10 or 15 minutes. I don't know if they probably did a video too, I don't know, but we really want to thank that man. We're not going to call his name out. I did write his name down because we was talking, but we really thank them. We really appreciate it. If y'all see this video, thank y'all. But he got us back on the road to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, if I said it right. And we got back on 20 West. And 20 West kept us back on the main busy highway. So that's what you want to do. So if you traveling, young people, older people too, because they don't care who they get. If you run in those towns, they do not care who you get. They was not going to ask us. The thing is, don't be a fool. Have wisdom. The thing is, they wasn't going to ask us what religion we was, whether we was non-denomination, Jehovah's Witness, Muslim. They wasn't going to ask us any of that. They wasn't going to ask us what our profession is. Did we have some white friends? Did we have white relatives or white husband? They weren't asking us none of that. They was about whatever they was going to do. They meant business. And the police was in on it. So if y'all think that the police is not in on this stuff, when we hear about all of these hangings of these black men, and then the next day it's ruled a suicide. Me, my sister, my niece, and my son, because my nephew was asleep, are living witness that the police came. Saw him. He swerved down, then went left to go in. He looked confused. and it looked like he was finna bag back
like
out.
He was looking for someone.
Yeah, he was finna bag. Looked like he was finna bag back out to me because he had turned the signal light on.
Right, he was looking.
And then so that's when my sister went round that hill, up that little slope, like we was in a Dukes of Hazzard movie, a show or whatever that was.
Oh, but I was gonna do one and they came up on me.
Then so we went and
I wasn't gonna
and
stop.
just so happened we went down a hill.
If I could help it.
It's a hill there. We went down a hill, and then that's when my niece finally started streaming, like, get us from down here. But the hill actually was the safest place at that time for us right then. So my sister kind of sit there for a minute, then she put it in reverse, then she looked back around, and we got up out of there. I mean, like, she was driving again like about out of hill, but that's fine because we want to get out of there.
Hello.
So
hello.
I mean, we just grateful that we made it out of there, and we just want to tell y'all, we told our mom, because we had to call our mom. My mom was like, did she call us back or something, trying to see have we made it yet? And yeah, she did. She called us back, and we was like, nah, we hadn't made it yet, because we got thrown back. And she was like, what happened? And I said, well, I'm gonna go ahead and tell her. I went ahead and told her. And then so my mom didn't go back to sleep none that night, because she was kind of like taking her back from that, and she was being a mother. And you know, our mom in her 70s, because it's not like we some young jitties either. But anyway, but it's a blessing that we still alive. And I'm glad that we made it out of there. I'm glad that the devil didn't succeed at what he was doing. So whether you're a Christian, whether you're atheist, whether you don't like pork, or whether you just eat, natural food or whatever, it doesn't matter. They not asking none of them questions. None of them. It's just that it's your skin that is the reason why they're gonna take you out of here. And that's one of the saddest things ever. And like I said, young people, please be safe, because sometimes y'all don't listen at people, but these people, they serious about it. I don't know what, I mean, I know it's groups of them and stuff like that, but they real serious about that. And if you can, stay out of their way. Always pray before you go somewhere, because last week God had me praying. I was just praying a lot on my way to work and stuff like that. So just, put God first. Pay attention. Always sit back and do your, check out your route and stuff like that, and follow it. Leave at a good timing. And if you're going to be with a group of young people or something like that, go with a group of young people that got some sense, some that got some discernment, and just, do your best. And I will say this right here. Make sure that you are a Second Amendment gun carrier. Please. Because
never travel without
you
it.
Definitely want to have some protection with you. Make sure that you got some protection with you. Use your gun only if you need to use your gun. Don't just go around using your gun because you have a gun. Use it if you need to use it. And in that situation, that was a time for us to use it. But anyway, we just thankful that we are here. I pray that all of us be safe.
And always pray.
And stay prayerful. But that happened to us, and we want to share our story. We felt like we owe it to you all to warn you.
Be safe out here this weekend, especially if you're traveling.
Yeah, we warning you.
If you're traveling.
So pay attention to warnings, because warnings come before destruction. Make sure you find out what towns is a sundown town.
I'm gonna link a video. It won't be linked, but I'll put it in the comment section about a video I watched on TikTok about different.
Well, you can just share that on your page.
Different cities that.
But I really believe that we need that book again. I know it's app.
The book. No, it's the book.
It's a book.
They talking about some green book.
The green book was when back then, so they need to probably update it. Okay,
it's updated.
All right. Well, I'll probably
put it in there.
So be careful, be safe, be blessed, and love you all. Bye.
All right. Bye.
Okay, so I wanted to do a video on sundown towns. This website is going to give you every single sundown town that has been in this historical database. So basically all of them. If you don't know what a sundown town is, it says it's not just a place where something racist happens. It's an entire community or county that for decades was all white on purpose, all white in is in quotes because some towns were allowed one black families to remain when they drove all out. Okay? Also, institutionalized persons in prisons, hospital, colleges. Y'all, like, I'm gonna do a separate video on sundown towns for the people who don't know what it is, but it's deep. It's deep. It's deep. And this website, I will pin it in the comments, tells you every single state. I'm gonna show y'all a couple of them because I went to mine. When I first seen this, I'm gonna tell y'all, me and my child's father were going on road trips. We wanted to map out different road trips because I wanted to go see the world, or the United States, so be. So me and him mapped out, this is where I'm from, so I started with my state, but we mapped out our Google route, and then I checked and I found every state, or basically every state that we were going to be in. I checked the counties to make sure we were not driving through sundown towns. So that's how I first came upon this, and I'm like, I doubt a lot of people even know about this website or what they are. But look at my state, it's hell of them. Places that I've been to: Bloomingfield, I've been to Brooklyn, Cedar Falls, Clarion, Jefferson, Manchester. I've been to a lot of these places, and when I first seen this, I'm like, I don't know, I didn't really catch the vibe there, but vented. But when you sit back and look, like, these are all really white hick ass towns here, and I'm like, it makes total fucking sense. It makes complete sense because, like, where I'm at, the city wise, it's not one of them, and our capital is not one of them. Now I wanted to show y'all California because everybody want to go to Cali. Look at Bel Air. They mock us, literally. They stayed in Bel Air, and they were a rich black family, and like it said, they only let one black family stay while they ran the rest of them out. Like, y'all, and he was like, what, a lawyer or something like that? Y'all gotta pay attention. They literally mock us in every single way, shape, or form. But I wanted to show y'all, this is a lot of counties, this is a lot of towns in California, and y'all want to move your asses out there to be a part of the rich and famous, but really they hunt y'all. Like, you gotta pay attention to the girls who went missing, those 5 girls who went missing and their body parts were dismembered. Were they dismembered in sundown towns? Here go Illinois, Chicago. Look at your list for the people who stay there, and then y'all click on these, go to this website, click on these, and see the historical history there. And you wonder why we get hunted down by police in certain towns, and there are hella murders in certain towns when it comes to us and weird things. Remember the story of the boy? He was a construction worker, his boss let him out, no shoes, and he got hunted like he was a fucking sport. Happened in a sundown town. Y'all gotta pay attention to connections. You cannot listen to the media. Educational purposes only, because it ain't entertainment. This is facts. This is on their website. These are sundown towns. Now, I did a couple states. If y'all want me to do your state, drop your states in the comments, and I will make another video showing you for your state. My baby just knocked over my picture, y'all. I'm sorry. But drop your state, and I will make a video for you going over the sundown towns. And people who live in these towns, I want y'all to stitch this video and do it this video, and tell me if you've had any strange occurrences. Truck drivers especially, I want y'all to stitch this video, repost this, like this, comment on this, so this can get around, so that people, I want everybody who want to know their sundown towns in their state to drop in their comments, and I will make a video for y'all. Honestly, because people need to know this. You got to see the comparison. Now, those were up north. Look at the South, because they tried to say the South was so bad. This is Georgia, because that's where I'm born and raised. Look, not that many towns. Not that many towns. Now, Clayton, I stayed in Clayton, and I can say Clayton is absolutely a sundown town. But here go Florida. This is the South as well. The South doesn't have as many. But when you look up north, they have pages upon pages of sundown towns. And like they said, it wasn't just, oh, you can't come here at night. You weren't allowed there at all. It was an all-white town, y'all. Your ass wasn't allowed to stay there at all. You need to know your history. You have to know your history. It's much deeper than you just weren't allowed there. Drop in the comments and I'm going to post.
So with all the talk about sundown towns and Coleman, Alabama, I thought I'd point out a really useful tool. If you didn't know, Tougaloo College has a sundown town map, and it overlays all of the sundown towns in the US over the US map. And here's what it looks like. Side note, I live in Illinois right now. Yeah. Here's Coleman, Alabama. Let's see what it says about Coleman, Alabama. Where is it? I think it's this one right here. Still a sundown town? Probably. Has it been a sundown town in the past? Surely. But yeah, you can like hover over each of these points on the map and it will tell you information about each of these places, or you can click on it and see really detailed information, and some will also even include population data throughout history. It's really useful. But yeah, don't fall for this Hallmark Christmas town marketing BS. Fuck those places. Don't go there. Especially if you're black. You better not take your black ass to Coleman, Alabama.
So, you mean to tell me there's a map of the sundown towns? A map? Kidding me?